TikTok is particularly popular with the younger tech-savvy generation. Numerous young people such as Addison, Charlie D'Amelio, Zach King, and Lauren Gray have utilized the app to become very famous and wealthy, much to the surprise of the general public. TikTok has provided people with the opportunity to embark upon lucrative careers before they've even left grade school. As you might imagine, many social media celebrities who have become famous enough through TikTok have made various missteps as they've navigated their blossoming careers. Today, we're counting down the biggest mistakes TikTokers have made in their careers. You don't want to miss this. But first, a simple reminder on how to enter our brand new giveaway. We are giving away either an iPhone X Max, the new iPad mini, or MacBook Pro. It's all your choice. So be sure to leave a like, comment the keyword, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. It's really that simple. The first mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is compromising their privacy. In order to initiate a career as a social media personality, a person has to decide whether or not they can handle posting videos and other content about themselves online for everyone to see. Posting anything online showing oneself will, of course, enable anyone who views the content to learn about the person featured in it as well as criticize them. TikTokers are opening themselves up to public and media scrutiny on a level most people aren't capable of handling. Many people's biggest fear is public speaking, and the average person can't imagine how much pressure someone with millions of followers on social media is under. That means anyone trying to get famous on TikTok needs to be prepared for the consequences of exposing their lives online. Although it is true that TikTokers must be willing to show themselves on social media, it's a mistake to show too much of themselves as well as to not prepare themselves for the scrutiny they will face when and if they become famous. Many of the most famous TikTokers started when they were minors or below the age of 18, and a sizable portion of them are still that young. That adds a whole extra level of risk to trying to be visible on social media. Younger people don't necessarily have their careers planned out yet and can easily make mistakes without proper guidance. If anyone wants to have a successful career in social media, they need to be very careful about how they present themselves to avoid accidentally revealing too much. The second mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is publicizing their personal relationships. When it comes to any type of career, the general rule is to avoid involving one's personal relationships. Exposing one's love life can affect both personal relationships with significant others, as well as potentially influence one's reputation, work ethic, motivation, and many other things. Social media stars, just like any celebrities, are constantly reported on by the media as well as followed by millions of people. One of the main things fans and the media are always speculating about is who famous TikTokers are in relationships with. Although this is unavoidable, it's a mistake to openly publicize relationships too much. Many well-known TikTokers have had public falling outs with their boyfriends and girlfriends, which led to risking their reputations. One example is when Charlie D'Amelio accused her ex-boyfriend, Lil Huddy, of cheating on her. This may have gotten people's attention, but it could have negatively affected their careers. Fans of either one of the stars might have been angered about the situation and stopped following them, or even tried to ruin the reputation of the other person involved. It would be wise to keep personal matters out of the public eye to ensure any issues aren't blown out of proportion and potentially influence TikTokers' careers. The third mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is wasting their money. As mentioned, most famous TikTokers are quite young. Imagine making millions of dollars in a matter of a year or so when you're only a teenager, still living at home and still in high school. That's the reality many of these social media personalities are living in. What would you do if you were at that age, had no expenses, and had just banked a couple of $1 million? Most average people would say they would probably blow it on frivolous things. That is a real risk TikTokers face. There's no telling how long TikTok fame will last. As a result, the money many TikTokers made could be gone just as fast as they got it. It's clear in many famous TikTokers' content that they are spending a lot on things like clothes, makeup, jewelry, and even cars and houses. Though it is true that these things can actually help their careers by improving their image, in the long run, it is a classic mistake many short-lived celebrities have made, blowing money on expensive items. Young TikTokers especially need to be very careful to save and invest their earnings wisely if they want to have financial safety and security in the future. The fourth mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is relying on TikTok. TikTok may be one of the hottest new apps around in many countries, but did you know it's actually banned in some? The app is owned by Chinese company ByteDance. The US is in an ongoing trade war with China, which was initiated by the administration of President Donald Trump. One of the things President Trump has done in order to stifle any attempts by Chinese companies to make any money in the US is tax them or outright ban them from doing business in the country. Trump has actually made an executive order to ban TikTok from operating in the US, but so far it hasn't been carried out. Believe it or not, some other countries have banned the app as well, including India and Pakistan. TikTok is not the only app of its kind. There are also smaller apps such as Funimate, Dubsmash, and Triller that are eagerly vying for bigger pieces of the market. TikTok is actually considered mainstream by dancers who prefer to post their new moves on other apps. Considering the bands and other apps, it would be a mistake to rely solely on TikTok to have a successful career in social media. As a result, many of the smarter TikTokers have wisely begun expanding on Instagram, YouTube, and other apps. This, of course, means building all new followings, but it would be wise not to put all their eggs in one basket if TikTok ever does lose popularity or get banned. The fifth mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is publicizing their embarrassing moments. One of most people's biggest fears is having someone catch an embarrassing moment involving them on video and then posting it on the internet for everyone to see. This is apparently not the case for most TikTokers, as many of them openly share their embarrassing moments online. This may seem like a nice way to get more views and followers while showing a more human side of themselves to their audiences. However, in terms of their careers, it is a mistake. To put it simply, it would not be wise to put mistakes one has made on their resume. Furthermore, things that are posted on the internet are there forever. In all likelihood, TikTok won't even be popular in as few as 5 years, but whatever's been posted online may never be deleted. What happens if TikTokers want to pursue different careers or take on more serious jobs in fields such as acting or politics? It would definitely hurt their careers if a cursory internet search brought up embarrassing videos of them. TikTokers need to think further forward and be careful how they present themselves via social media if they want to protect their future interests. The sixth mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is carelessly saying or doing reckless things. Many TikTokers have made careless mistakes that negatively impacted their careers. Charli D'Amelio was caught vaping, and Addison was caught in blackface makeup and reposting something critical to the Black Lives Matter movement. These are just some of the examples of how carelessly saying or doing reckless things can irreparably tarnish a social media celebrity's reputation. As mentioned earlier, becoming a social media celebrity means exposing one's life to the public. Many of the famous TikTokers are quite young and often really don't entirely understand the ramifications of the things they say and do until it's too late. This is something that anyone can relate to. Imagine if a camera crew followed you around and recorded everything you did and said. Something could accidentally come up that offends someone out there, because the truth is, public statements need to be properly prepared to avoid any problems arising. Nowadays, people are often offended by the most minor things, such as the way something is worded. Though someone may have no intention in hurting or offending anyone, they can accidentally say something that's ignorant or stereotypical without even realizing it. It's for that reason that politicians and famous actors or other celebrities usually have people help prepare statements for them for the press and have bodyguards follow them around so people can't take pictures or videos of them unless they want them to. In the world of social media, one reckless video can destroy a career, so TikTokers need to be careful what they do and say. The seventh mistake TikTokers have made in their careers is not being more careful with their health. One of the classically known things about being famous is that it takes many celebrities a lot of hard work to look as good as they can on screen. This is no different for TikTok stars. Many of them have been known to struggle with eating disorders. There's no debate about whether or not eating properly is important. It is certainly a big mistake for anyone to risk their health and well-being to be famous and successful on TikTok. There are ways in which people can look their best and be healthy, so TikTokers need to be sure to avoid taking drastic measures to look good in their videos if they want to ensure they live long and healthy lives. After all, fame isn't everything. That wraps up our video about the biggest mistakes TikTokers have made in their careers. We'll see you next time.